This is the big local roller stand bake-off. Needed to get a roller stand, roller stands for my job site table saw because, well, you shove big 8-foot pieces of plywood through there and cut them in half. You need to support the 8 feet coming out the other side, so a good 5-6 feet of that's going to extend past the table on my job site saw. So I went roller stand shopping. The cheapest, of course, is Harbor Freight, but since Harbor Freight cannot indicate whether they actually have them in stock in my local store, they were immediately chalked as a source. Luckily, there was a Sears next door, or a block away, so I went to the Sears and picked one up. So the Harbor Freight was around 14 bucks or so Sears was 25. All right, so 10 bucks or so more expensive. And then the Lowe's had a $20 one, so $6 cheaper than the Sears. And so I got a Lowe's and a Sears roller stand. The Lowe's one for 20 bucks, the Sears one for 26 bucks, plus applicable taxes, yada, yada, yada. And your prices may vary by region. But the Sears one is 20-30% more expensive. So now I got them all put together. A quick review of what they are and how they're different. So here are the two guys. The Lowe's brand Cobalt here on the left. It's in typical Lowe's blue. Craftsman Sears brand on the right. Typical Sears black. Right, and you can see they're very similar design. They probably, all these things likely are similar design or come off the same factory in China. The designs are very similar. So, differences just in assembling, if that's a word, it is now. The Sears one, well, they both come with the same tools. You get an Allen key. There's two because I have two of them, right? So you get an Allen key, a couple of bolts that are used to attach the roller head, and the legs and the feet are separated, and you got to do some unbolting and rebolting to get the feet attached. So the Sears one came with this red locking handle already attached. The Lowe's one came without the locking handle attached. All you really have to do is screw it in. So, all right, so the Sears one's a little bit more assembled in that sense. I don't know if that's worth the $6 it costs extra. The Sears one just folds arbitrarily. It's just a pin or a bolt holding it in place. Whereas the Lowe's one, as you can see here, has a locking pin that'll lock into one of the two positions. Not sure that that really matters unless you need to lock it in the upward position for some reason. Feet. The Sears one, you can see, are narrower across the base. The Lowe's one are wider. In theory, that gives the Lowe's one more stability than the Sears one. The Sears, simple feet. Lowe's, there is a leveler on one of the feet. So, your geometry, 3 points are always able to be in a plane for a triangle, so 3 feet are always going to be balanced, but once you have a 4th foot, now you can no longer make a plane and the ground may not be even, and so you might have some wobble, and so having a little bit of adjustability in one of the feet does let you stabilize it on uneven surfaces if you're not using it on a perfectly flat shop floor and or the feet are not perfectly assembled and engineered. So the Lowe's one has some stabilizing capability, wider feet, and a questionably useful position locking system. Whereas the Sears one, no leveling feet, narrower legs, no locking, not that that matters, and the handle already came pre-attached. But other than that, they are the same in their general design, right? Just different colors. So I would say the Lowe's one is probably a better buy than the Sears one, just because for what you get. You get a little bit of extra with the leveling foot. The locking pin, I don't know if that gives you any value. I will have to say that I bought them in 2 different towns that are like 10 minutes apart. So it's entirely possible that the rent at the mall that the Sears is in is higher, and so therefore they have to charge more for their stuff than the Lowe's, which is down the interstate in a little smaller town about 10 minutes away. So maybe the price differences are solely driven by geography. But if they were priced identical, I would say that the Lowe's one still is a better buy just because of the increased stability from wider feet and the ability to take some wobble out. But other than that, I imagine they're both going to work equally well. Well, you can see that maybe you can't, there we go. The Lowe's has got some indicators on the shaft. The Sears one does not. So, whatever A and B mean, I haven't looked into the manual yet to see. Right, so I've got my 2 roller stands. Let's see, downward position. Downward position looks like the Sears one's a little bit higher in its downward position. Of course, there's not level because the feet are extending off this board. But, yeah. So, that's the big review. So, if you have a choice, the Lowe's one's maybe a little bit better than the Sears one. I didn't check Home Depot. Like I said, Harbor Freight, since they can't tell on the website whether or not they've got something in stock, I didn't feel like driving all the way out to Harbor Freight to find out they don't have it in stock. So I didn't even bother with them to save a couple of bucks, because it's really not the trouble of getting there and parking and being disappointed and having to go away and go to some other store anyway. Yep, so that's that. If you like the review, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. And there you go.